that nobody really believed in what we were doing, or they were already so far down another path that they didn't want to divert and put attention to CDMA. We really had to do everything on our own, and therefore we had to start a chipset business, we had to start a handset business, we had to start an infrastructure business, because really at the time nobody else was there. Now, going back again to the beginnings of the company, we had acquired a business, Omnitrax, that we still have here today, the truck tracking technology that we have, the satellite-based system. And that was really designed to give us the cash flow to have money to put into the research and development to keep CDMA going as a project. But in talking to some of the original founders, they'll tell you that that even got to the point where they were maybe past the point of having to take out secondary mortgages on houses. We were almost at risk of not being able to make payroll. So here's this company with this great innovative idea, and kind of has an industry moving against it, and then not enough cash flow to keep the idea going. So at the time, the legal team looked, and we had approximately 50 patents in our patent portfolio that we had developed around not just CDMA, but wireless communications. We've always viewed ourselves as a wireless company, and we'll talk more about that later. CDMA was our first path to revenue, but we've always viewed ourselves more as just a wireless company. And so the legal team thought, well, let's see if we can take this patent portfolio out and see if we can license a couple of the patents and maybe generate some more revenue to come into the company. Well, fortunately for us, the first licensees, potential licensees, said, we know you're the only ones working on this. We really don't want to deal with you again on this front, so why don't you just license them all to us? And that was the grand birth of the portfolio licensing program. So not a well thought out business plan, as Irwin would tell you, but just a plan based out of desperation to keep this great idea going. And what I fundamentally believe today, now we obviously exited infrastructure in 1999, we exited handsets in 2001. We stayed in chipsets, Paul would tell you, because it was the one thing we were really good at. The others we weren't so good at. But more, we didn't see anybody else trying to push and move the technology as quickly as we were trying to do it. And it's this business model that actually provides the incentive to do so. Because our business grows as the industry grows. Irwin used to like to say, what's good for Qualcomm is good for the industry, and what's good for the industry is good for Qualcomm. So the fact that we have our employees coming through the door every day, and we get 2/3 of our earnings from the licensing business, that they're thinking about how to grow the market first for everybody, because we pass our inventions through in this licensing program to the industry, that's a pretty good motivation for the employees to come to work under every day. Now, our individual businesses, whether you work in QCT or a chipset business or one of the services areas, they're obviously going to try to do everything they can to win a respectable share in the market. But our overarching goal as a company is still primarily to grow that overall market for all